Every night, 50 million Americans wake up to use the bathroom. Not once, but 2, 3, sometimes 5 times. And here is what almost nobody realizes. In most cases, your bladder is completely healthy. It is not the problem. The pills, the supplements, the herbs for your prostate or bladder are aimed at the wrong organ entirely. The real issue is happening somewhere else in your body while you sleep. If you are getting up at night to pee, you need to know this. It is not normal. Not at 40, not at 50, not at 70. Research shows that about 50% of adults over age 50 wake up at least once a night. 1 in 3 adults over 30 make at least 2 trips to the bathroom each night. But here is the thing. A healthy body works differently. At night, your brain releases a special sleep hormone. It travels to your kidneys and basically tells them to slow down and take a break. Make less urine, keep things quiet, let the body rest. That is what allows a healthy person to sleep 7 or 8 hours straight without interruption. When that system stops working properly, it is not a minor inconvenience. You end up with a condition where your kidneys keep running at full speed all night long, as if they never got the message to slow down. If you get up once a night, that is a warning signal. If you get up twice or more, that is an alarm going off, because every time you wake up, your pulse jumps, your blood pressure spikes, and you interrupt deep sleep. The phase where your brain clears out waste, your cells repair themselves, and your heart truly rests. Studies link waking up multiple times a night with a much higher risk of dying from heart disease. Research following adults for up to 31 years found that people waking up 3 or more times per night had nearly double the risk compared to those who slept through. That is data from published studies, not speculation. Now, here is what most people do not understand. When you come to a doctor with this complaint, most people have already decided the cause. Men say it is the prostate. Women say it is menopause or bladder problems. They take supplements, restrict water so aggressively their mouth goes dry by evening, and still wake up at 3 a.m. Why? Because they are fighting the symptom, not the cause. Imagine your smoke alarm goes off at night. Most people cover it with tape so it stops making noise. The correct response is to find where the fire is. Your bladder is the sensor. It is signaling that something is happening somewhere else. Medical research shows that in about 60 to 70% of cases, the real cause is not the bladder at all. Your kidneys are simply producing too much urine at night, and the answer may genuinely surprise you. The culprit is your legs and your heart. But before we get to the mechanism, there are symptoms that should send you straight to a doctor, not to advice online. Blood in your urine without pain. If you see dark red or brown urine, blood clots in the toilet, and nothing hurts, that can be a warning sign of bladder cancer in people over 50. Do not wait. Bone pain combined with sudden weight loss. If nighttime trips come with aching in your pelvis or lower back, and you have lost 10 to 20 pounds over 2 months without trying, see a doctor immediately. If none of those apply to you, you can breathe. But the quality of your life is worth protecting. To do that, we need to understand exactly what is happening in your system. Medical research divides nighttime urinary problems into 3 types. Type 1 is producing too much urine overall, both day and night. Large volume each time, usually 2 causes. Drinking enormous amounts of fluid all day. Or diabetes, where blood sugar problems pull extra water through the kidneys. Type 2 is the most common, found in 60 to 70% of people over 50 with this problem. During the day, you live normally. You work, run errands, use the bathroom every 4 or 5 hours. But the moment you lie down, it begins. 3 or 4 trips per night, each time a full bladder. In the morning, you cannot figure it out. You had half a glass of water last night. Where did all that fluid come from? Your kidneys switched their activity to nighttime hours. They run at half capacity during the day and full speed at night. If this is your type, the bladder has nothing to do with it. Treating the bladder is useless. Type 3 is a bladder storage problem. Urges are frequent, sudden, urgent. You rush to the bathroom and almost nothing comes out. A few drops. The problem here is the bladder itself. It has lost the ability to stretch normally, or its signals have become oversensitive. So, identify your type. Frequent and large volume, both day and night. That is type 1. Fine during the day, flooding at night. That is type 2. Urgent and frequent urges, but tiny output, that is type 3. Now, let me explain what is happening in most cases. Picture a plastic bottle, half filled with water. When it stands upright, water sits at the bottom. When you lay it on its side, water distributes evenly. Your body works the same way. 16 hours a day, you are vertical. Standing, sitting. Gravity pulls everything downward. Blood, fluid between cells, all of it toward your feet and ankles. When we are young, blood vessels behave like strong elastic tubes. Valves inside veins hold blood firmly. Muscles in our legs contract and pump blood upward against gravity. But with age or sedentary lives, this weakens. Veins expand, valves leak, and the muscle pump shuts down from sitting all day. Fluid leaks out of blood vessels and soaks into the tissue of your legs. Up to 2.5 to 3 liters of water can quietly accumulate before it becomes visibly swollen. Your kidneys do not see that water. It has left the bloodstream. Then comes evening. You sit in front of the television. From 7 to 11 at night, 4 hours, your legs hang down. Gravity keeps working. Fluid keeps building up in your calves. Then you lie down. Your legs rise to the same level as your kidneys and heart. Gravity no longer holds fluid down in your legs. All that water collected over 12 hours starts rushing back into your bloodstream. It moves in a powerful wave toward the center of your body. The volume of blood in your system rises sharply. Imagine someone injected an extra liter of fluid directly into your veins within an hour. That is precisely what happens every night when you have hidden leg swelling. And at this moment, your heart responds. It detects the system is suddenly overloaded and sends an emergency signal to your kidneys. Get rid of the extra fluid right now. Your kidneys shift into emergency mode, filtering blood at an accelerated rate to protect the heart from overload. The result is predictable. Within an hour of lying down, your bladder is full. You get up, go to the bathroom, come back, but the fluid from your legs has not finished returning. 2 hours later, full bladder again. That is why someone who had not drunk water since 6 p.m. is running to the bathroom all night. They are drinking through their legs. Their legs stored fluid during the day, and at night, all of it funnels through their kidneys. No supplement could stop it because the intervention targets the completely wrong organ. Treating your bladder when the cause is in your heart and gravity is like taping over a fire alarm. Your body is trying to save you. Now, how to check whether this is happening in you. No expensive tests. All you need are your own hands. Test 1. Sit comfortably. Find your shin bone, the hard surface along the front of your lower leg with no muscle covering. Place your thumb against that bone, roughly 4 to 6 inches above your ankle. Press firmly and hold for 10 to 15 seconds. Remove your thumb and feel the same spot. If skin immediately springs back smooth and flat, no significant fluid. But if your thumb left a pit, a dent that does not fill back in for several seconds, you just found hidden fluid. Even if your leg does not look swollen, that pit is evidence the tissue is soaked with water. At night, all that water moves through your kidneys. Test 2. A urine diary. Take 1 day and measure your urine output separately, daytime and nighttime. Any container with volume markings works. If nighttime urine is more than 1/3 of your total for the day, your kidneys are running their schedule in reverse. If both tests come back positive, you can relax. Your bladder is likely completely fine. You do not need surgery or lifelong medication. You need to work on circulation and daily routine. You might ask, can food affect this process? Absolutely. There are foods that act like a delayed switch on your kidneys, programming them to work at night. Hidden salt. We think of salt as something from a shaker, but 80% of salt most people eat comes from processed food. Cheese, cured meats, sausages, mayonnaise, bread. 100 grams of ordinary hard cheese contains as much sodium as a bag of chips. You do not taste sharp saltiness. It is masked by fat, but it is there. Here is how it works against you overnight. You eat cheese at 7 p.m. Sodium enters your blood, and your body holds on to every molecule of water to dilute it. In the evening, you are not running to the bathroom. Salt keeps water locked inside. But overnight, your kidneys detect accumulated sodium and begin flushing it out. Sodium pulls water behind it. You wake up, not because you drank too much. You are eliminating last night's cheese. The second issue is evening sugar. Simple carbohydrates cause a rapid spike in blood sugar. Your body releases insulin. Insulin tells your kidneys to hold onto salt and water. First comes retention, then 2 to 3 hours later, right around when you fall asleep, blood sugar drops and your kidneys switch to active flushing. The third false friend is alcohol. It helps you fall asleep faster, but it is one of the most powerful blockers of that sleep hormone your brain sends to your kidneys. The signal to slow down and concentrate the urine gets canceled entirely. Kidneys run at full speed all night. Yes, alcohol may let you sleep through the first urge, but the bladder keeps filling until the second urge becomes painful and impossible to ignore. You wake up wrecked with a bursting bladder and poor quality sleep from start to finish. Now, what actually helps? Foods that protect and calm the system. First, raw pumpkin seeds. Not roasted, not salted. Raw green pumpkin seeds contain zinc and magnesium that the body absorbs easily. Magnesium relaxes the muscles in your bladder wall, helping it hold more before sending the urge signal. A handful, about 30 grams daily. Second, cranberry. Not bottled juice cocktail from the store that contains more sugar than soda. What you need is the actual berry, frozen or fresh, or a cranberry capsule from the pharmacy. Studies show cranberry stops bacteria from sticking to the lining of your bladder. Even without a full infection, many adults over 40 have low-level irritation in the bladder that makes it fire off urge signals too early. Cranberry calms that down. Third, adequate fiber. Chronic constipation means a bloated, gas-filled colon pressing against your bladder. They share the same small space in your pelvis. When your colon is full, it squeezes your bladder from the outside constantly. Your bladder signals fullness even when barely a quarter full. Vegetables, greens, and bran keep things moving. An empty colon at bedtime gives your bladder room to expand properly. Practical summary: eliminate hidden salt in the evening. Remove cheese, cured meats, and condiments from dinner. No sweetened drinks or baked goods after 6 p.m. Put down the nightcap. Add a handful of raw pumpkin seeds during the day and unsweetened cranberry. But food alone is not enough if your circulation has already weakened. We need stronger tools. A simple 3-part daily protocol. Morning, day, and evening. 5 minutes total. Part 1. Morning. Stand upright, feet shoulder-width apart. Rise up onto your toes, just 1 to 2 centimeters, and let your heels drop back to the floor with a light, firm impact. You should feel mild vibration traveling from calves up through thighs into abdomen. Repeat 30 times, at roughly 1 drop per second. 30 seconds of your morning. What is happening? Inside, your veins are small one-way valves that stop blood from flowing backward. With age and inactivity, these valves get sluggish. The rhythmic vibration from the heel drops wakes them back up and gets blood moving upward against gravity. Best prevention for evening leg swelling, and it starts at 7 a.m. If standing is difficult, there is a floor version. Without getting out of bed, raise both arms and legs straight up and shake them with small, rapid movements. It gets the circulation moving within 60 seconds. Part 2. Daytime. One firm rule. 70% of your total daily fluid intake should happen before 4 p.m. A glass of water immediately after waking. A water bottle at your desk during work. Tea and soup at lunch. After 4 p.m., we turn the tap down, not off. Getting too thirsty is dangerous. It thickens your blood. But after 4 p.m., only small sips as needed to relieve dryness, and 1 sodium control step. Remove the salt shaker from your table entirely. Salt food only in the pot during cooking. That single act reduces daily sodium by 20 to 30% without changing what you eat. Part 3. Evening. About 1 hour before bed, while watching a show, reading, or resting, do the lazy elevation. Lie down on the sofa or floor. Place your legs up on the armrest of the couch, the back of a chair, or against the wall. One requirement only: your heels must be higher than the level of your heart. An angle of roughly 45 degrees works well. No need to go perfectly vertical, just elevated, comfortable, supported. Stay in that position for 15 to 20 minutes. What happens during those 20 minutes? Gravity now works for you instead of against you. It pushes fluid from your leg tissue back into your bloodstream. Your kidneys receive that fluid and shift into active mode. Your bladder begins to fill, but you are awake and in control. 30 to 40 minutes after you finish, you will feel the need to urinate. You will release a large amount, the exact volume that would otherwise have woken you at 3 a.m. That is the whole idea. You are wringing out your legs before sleep. You are giving your kidneys their workload in the evening while you are awake, so at night they can finally rest. If you have visible swelling in your legs, add compression stockings. Do not sleep in them. Put on a pair of light compression knee-highs when you get home from work and take them off before bed. One final piece. When you are already in bed, lights out, do 20 to 30 pelvic floor exercises. Most people do this incorrectly. They squeeze their buttocks, tighten their stomach, clench their thighs. That accomplishes nothing. How to do it correctly? Imagine trying to stop yourself from passing gas, or imagine pulling the muscles at the base of your pelvis upward like an elevator going from the ground floor to the 5th floor. Your stomach must stay completely soft. Only the pelvic floor works. Contract, hold for 3 seconds, slowly release. 20 to 30 repetitions. This trains your bladder to hold more before sending the urge signal. That is the complete protocol. Morning, 30 heel drops. Daytime, 70% of fluids before 4 p.m. Evening, 15 minutes legs elevated, then bathroom, then pelvic floor work in bed. The first week, you may notice one fewer trip. Progress, not victory. After 1 month of consistent practice, many people sleep through the night. So here is your 5-step plan for tonight. Step 1. Do the thumb test on your shin bone right now. Step 2. On your next day off, measure total urine output and calculate what fraction occurred at night. Step 3. Remove the salt shaker from your table tonight and swap processed meat and cheese at dinner for something without hidden sodium. Step 4. 1 hour before bed, lie down and put your legs up on the back of your couch or against the wall for 15 minutes. Step 5. Before sleep, do 20 to 30 pelvic floor contractions in bed. Only that internal muscle moves. Everything else stays relaxed. And if the pit in your legs stayed after the test, if you notice shortness of breath climbing stairs, if your socks leave grooves in your skin by evening, do not go to a urologist first. Go to a cardiologist. That is the critical path. Your body is not broken. Your bladder is not your enemy. It is a signal light. Now, you know how to address the cause, not smash the bulb. This protocol requires no prescription, no procedure, no money beyond compression stockings if needed. Just the discipline to use what you now know. Subscribe if this information helped you. The healthcare system profits from managing your symptoms indefinitely. Information like this helps you not need them anymore. That difference matters.